Hi, Amy. How you doing? Got your written rationale and your example up. So I want to take a look at the written rationale, which I think is handled very beautifully. It's a great idea. I think it's a wonderful idea for students to get in the habit of writing a little written rationale, brief synopsis of what they're working on when they submit the work. This way it gives the viewer a heads up on exactly where you're at. And it's a good practice to start to get used to, because in your professional careers, you're going to, you will always have to submit to your art director some sort of a synopsis of the work that you've been working on. Theoretically, an art director is overseeing, 10, 15, sometimes more designers. And each designer could feasibly be working on different projects. So in order to check in, to show your progress, it would be feasible to give a brief synopsis of the project and the objectives, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a good practice to mirror that type of real world application. Okay, let's jump to your work. The first thing I want to mention is that I've got this architect from, this is document from Milestone One that has the three companies that the studio is working on, and you picked Guardian Network Security. But I want you to take a look at the name, Guardian Network Security. But in your sketch, you have Guardian Network Systems. So that would have to be changed to security. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the work itself. I think it's fantastic. I think you've done a really fabulous job portraying this digital feel. So in other words, this has this digital feel that's not maybe like a security firm that is doing physical security, like security guards. So this is definitely pointing to the fact that this is Guardian. It's got this digital feel to it, so it's really, really effective in that respect. I think that the concept is real good. I love it. I think it's really good. Execution, I think that there's a couple of things we need to take a look at. Okay, the main thing, and one of the things I want you to get used to is this, is taking a look at your work from a distance. And one of the wonderful things about digital software, specifically Acrobat, is you can back down and mimic this kind of phenomenon, this looking at the logo from a distance. Okay, so for example, here's our logo. It looks great, right? But now how's it going to look on a business card? Well, we back down a little bit, and we start looking, and we start seeing some problems here. And all I've done is back down. I've reduced, I've zoomed out, and we can see some very, very serious problems in that now the word Guardian becomes almost invisible. There are some things we can do to combat that. And I think one of the main things that we can do is this. Let's get rid of these white strokes on each of these little blocks that make up the letters. Take the white stroke off there, okay, and just use the blue. All right. Then I want you to do two things. Number one, I would like you to consider and practice or kind of experiment with these two things. Definitely remove the white stroke. All right. Then consider removing the drop shadow completely. See how that works. And then try it without the white stroke with the drop shadow, but really reduce that drop shadow, because as we can see, it really starts to take over at smaller sizes. So you really want to reduce that drop shadow, give it just a little bit of a hint of a shadow. So see what works out the best, but definitely remove the white strokes. The next thing I'm seeing is this, the way that the Guardian is kerned, meaning the spaces between your letters. Right now, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to back down a little bit, and this looks like almost like it says Guard Ian. It almost looks like two words, Guard Ian. You can clearly see it right here. And the reason that phenomenon is happening is because your kerning is so loose here, meaning the distance between these two letters is much greater than the distance between the letters in your other letter combinations. Okay, so it almost looks like Guard Ian. And you can clearly see that again as you back down a little bit. It almost looks like two words. So those would be my recommendations moving to final. Definitely remove the stroke, watch your kerning, and think about removing that drop shadow. If not, then definitely reduce the opacity and reduce the intensity of that drop shadow. All right, fantastic job. Any questions at all, please let me know. Okay, thank you.